This is Hinshu-Satsu. This is episode 4 of Hollywood Daikaiju, Unknown Island from 1948. Brought to us by Albert J. Conan and his low-budget production company, as the first dinosaur film shot in Cinecolor. Unknown Island delivers the most goods to what all of fans of dinosaurs and anything cheesy and schlocky want to see. And it really shows. Eager shipbroker, former World War II pilot, and photographer adventurer Ted Osborne goes to a Singapore bar and seeks out a charter to an unknown island to shoot photos and prove the existence of dinosaurs alive in the 20th century, because he saw them firsthand as he flew over the island while serving in the war. Accompanied by his fiancée, Carol Lane, they find Tarnowski, an alcoholic and sexist captain who also has his plans for his path for fame, and along with the reluctant ex-Marine John Fairbanks, who in turn had his terrible experience on the island. They get to the island in spite of a failed mutiny attempt by the Singaporean crewmen, where they partake in a familiar, paint-by-number situations common in most dinosaur flicks, included but not limited to cheesy and rather stupefying dinosaur effects, love subplot that slows the movie, and greedy revelations. The story is as straightforward and bare-bones as you can get, as a result on cashing in the success of The Lost World and King Kong, with elements of love and greed that shallowly woven into its predictable detriment, and like other imitation dinosaur films, are a dime a dozen. Ted Osborne is just an ineffectual protagonist who could have been just a Jack Driscoll equivalent, rude, rough, and tough, but gradually good-hearted over time. Instead, he degenerates to a Carl Denham-type character and never has any sympathetic traits as the main lead, such as how he keeps bringing his frightened wife Carol down for his pursuits to become rich, which all parallels with Tarnowski's goals to capture a dinosaur alive and bring it to the mainland for wealth. Carol is alright. She's down to earth, headstrong, and not driven as Ted, but doesn't have anything going for her, other than being a particular target by Tarnowski who lusts for her, just for the sake for excessive conflict and starting a relationship with Fairbanks, while contributing to Fairbanks' arc. But the real standouts are Captain Tarnowski and Fairbanks. Tarnowski is such a son of a bitch. He's quite hammy and chews the scenery with his alcoholic mood swings, although most of it is because of the case of malaria, and constantly hitting on Carol, despite being aware she is engaged to Ted. Tarnowski is so despicable at what he does, but he plays the part well, and oftentimes he kinda sounds like Brian Doyle Murray.
We picked him up about a year ago off of the life raft.
Where's that kid? Cost us 10 grand.
Go to my cabin and get my glasses.
Retooling? I'll retool you.
Good work. When we get back aboard the ship, I'm gonna make you second mate.
Insulting a man's ship. Be worse than insulting his mother.
Told you I was gonna take one of these animals alive.
Don't you see it? Pick it up!
John Fairbanks is a better character. He doesn't desire wealth and fame like Ted or Tarnowski, despite being another rough and tough jerk from the beginning, and his insistence to never set foot on the island due to PTSD. His bravery and selflessness grows during the progression. He slowly shows more care for Carol and protects her by the end as they fall in love. But the really real stars, depending on your mindset, would go to the dinosaurs. Two of them. A reptile and mammals. Two of them? They don't fail to disappoint by their sheer mediocrity. Doug McClure on standby. The Ceratosaurus Rex. Yeah, look at that poster. And in the movie, they say it's a T-Rex.
Tyrannosaurus.
But it has a nasal horn. Even the T-Rex from King Kong looks close to the paleontological depiction. Anyway, it's one of the best creatures in this movie, but for the wrong reasons. The suits are just hilariously atrocious, and their eyes are always cartoonishly goofball, and when they roar, they sound more like screeching monkeys than ferocious beasts. They have weirdly sluggish movements when portrayed by suit actors, to the point that they have a confused sense of direction from the director. On a serious note, the effects crew had to film outside the desert of Palmdale, California. It was so hot that while filming the scene where the dinosaur falls over for the completed shot of Tarnowski killing it with a grenade through the rear screen projection, the suit actor actually passed out and later died from heat exhaustion. Yet they have the nerve to assume to be improvised to complete the scene. The Dimetrodon fares a bit better, being a mechanical effect treading through the grass, no doubt hiding the illusion that it's fake. And the same for the Brontosauruses, whose only appearance is limited only to a few shots in grass and a water hole. Elements make a difference. And last is the giant sloth, who is better constructed and has more effort in its ferocity, but still hilarious by its unintentionally theatrical movements. Seriously, look at him. When he's about to kill Tarnowski at the end of the film, he does a rather fruity swaying, all while the captain lets out his melodramatic wailing. The sloth also looks as confused too.
Should I see Captain America 4 in theaters or just wait for Disney Plus? Bills have been paid already, and I don't even have my tax form yet. No matter. Food!
It leads to a battle at the end with a Ceratosaurus Rex that should have been the highlight, and it is for the most part, but it's barred by obnoxious shaky close-up shots in a way that looks like children being brought in to have their stiff toys dueling in front of the camera. Dumbfounded. The green screens are lame, but at least for the period this movie is made, the rest of the visual effects are pretty exceptional.
It's only a matte painting.
Unknown Island is just a lackluster feature with little substance other than its campy value. I don't mind retreading on this cliche of characters journey to an island and encounter killer creatures just to let my mind out and embrace the feeling of being a kid. Maybe it's a lack of variety of dinosaurs, but it is a low-budget film anyway. The characters are only half average, and I at least laughed at some points when the right mindset demands it. And with a short runtime of 72 minutes, it does seem forgiving for whoever sees what I see. Another thing to note is that while this movie was in the public domain, it at one point had a copyright on December 1st, 1948, just when it was released in theaters on October 15th, 1948, until it was discovered by accordance by the law that all movies must have a copyright submitted before release. And that's where it's been since. Probably check this movie out if you're in the mood for something for your infinity for cheap dinosaur effects, and certainly relaxed on your day off and not wiped out from a long, hard day of work. Pretty good, silly movie.
Something funny going on.
Everything about this movie. Thank you for watching this video, and if you want to see more like this, leave a comment below for suggestions. Please be sure to support the channel by hitting the like, subscribe, and a notification bell, and follow me on Facebook as I share content from this channel and other stuff with you all. Later!